Well, good evening from Hong Kong. It's been a while since I've made a video. Been doing all kinds of good stuff. Alright, what I'd like to start out with is, as you can see, my battery bank is currently at 25.3 volts. Alright, so I've got, right here I have, I don't know, I've got this glare from, I'm using my iPhone. But right now, everything is off. You can see there the, I don't know, I got the, okay, so like right now we are at 0. Alright, I've got my little rotor with the 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1 inch. I've got my circuit set up. It's, still continue on the same simple circuit. Again, I got the 100 ohm resistor, 1 watt. But I put the capacitors in. We've got I've got the LED. This is a 3-watt LED, and that it's 9 volt to 36 volt. And I've set up here. I've got, so now this meter here is going to show what is down here. Because what happens here is, if we follow the wires, we've got this wire here goes out and up to my circuit, and I've got the capacitor is going to make it so the needle doesn't go blah 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 blah, but it comes straight off. So this other line that we have here, oops, I've removed my little jumper showing my, okay, it's all right, there we go. So showing, because that lead is showing what my voltage is for the battery bank at the current state of charge. And then this line here, this other line, this is the line that's straight from the battery, so that comes straight up, and it's connected right there to the wing nut. So that goes straight down, and it goes to the amp meter, and then out of the amp meter, shunk, and it goes up to my circuit. So I got one, and then of course that's the ground, and the ground goes right there. I've got a 100 amp shunt there, but anyway. So what we're gonna do is, I want to show that right now we have 0. And I don't know, I'm okay, so right there, so it says 0. And this one up here, if I use my hand, kind of absorbs the light, we're at 0. And this one right here, again, at 0. These are all 0 to 1 amp meters. Alright, so now let's go and give her a little whirl. Okay, so now it starts up, the capacitor's charged up. Look at that, the LED is just a flashing and it's all grooving. So now we come down, let's come down to our meter here. So if we look straight at it here, we're just over 100 milliamps, okay? So just over, I want to make sure you can see that. It's just over 100 milliamps. And that, we come up here, and we come up to this meter, and again, this is showing about the same, just over 100 milliamps. But now with the circuit running, and the LED, I've got over 200 milliamps. 200 milliamps is feeding this LED. So I've got on the actual circuit here, what's powering that LED. So I've got, again, this is what and I still haven't figured this out. So here's my draw from my battery bank. Again, just over 100 milliamps. And it goes down through the wire, and the wire goes up into my circuit. And then the circuit, and to verify what's going into the circuit, it is just over 100 milliamps. But at the end of my diode going out that's lighting my LED. I've got over to, I know on my iPhone it's just not focusing right now, I don't understand, but it's 0.2. So hopefully that'll, I don't know if it'll zoom in. But that's what's feeding that light bulb. So I've got from the battery, what's feeding my battery bank, or what's going out of my battery bank, is just over 100 milliamps. And this is just over 100 milliamps. So again, that verifies they're both the same. I mean, 2 meters are not going to lie. But this one here, and I've changed my meters, I've changed my gauges. I've got, and the thing is over here, as you can see, I've been taking meters out of my panel. I'm like, okay, this is something's got to be going on. But I've got more freaking meters. I've come over here. I've got more meters than God. But I'm gonna bust it apart. But I've got meters here. They're all 0 to 1, and I keep putting in all kinds of meters, but I keep getting the same reading. I have 100 milliamps, just over 100 milliamps feeding it. Same as down here. And hopefully my hand will absorb it. Just over 100 milliamps. And but what's the output that's going and powering that light is over 200 milliamps. So, you know, I'm not going to say the word because I'm afraid. But that's what's happening. And I've got meters, I change meters, everything. And if you look at the gap, I mean, my gap that I have here, there's my finger. And I've got fantastic torque. I've got really nice RPMs. The heat itself. So let's go over and let's grab this. Okay, let's look at the temperature here. So the wood itself right now is 25.56 whatever Celsius, and we go over to that. Oops. 25.4, 25.3. So again, there it's running at the same temperature. Well, actually, it's hard to say. But so I mean, it's not overheating. Everything is nice and happy. 25.3, 25.2, and so I mean everything is pretty much running at a nice cool temperature, but to the best of my knowledge, I've got about 110 milliamps feeding, and again this will verify it's about 110 milliamps, but what's feeding that LED is about 225 milliamps. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you tell me what's going on here, because I've got the idea, but I'm not going to say it. So I think it's time to just drink, because no matter how I try to figure out what's going on, I just have happy, pleasant thoughts. Oil companies, bye-bye.